What do you guys think happens to Bernie Sanders if he doesn't win? Does Hillary Clinton give him a cabinet position?
I think he goes back. He probably just
He goes back to the Senate. And does he have any power? Does he represent the progressive movement? And what does that mean? So what you know, I think that they'll go back to marginalizing him. Like, what do they care if he represents the progressive movement? That's my sense of it. What do you think?
Serious answer first, he goes into bare knuckle boxing. Second answer is no, he's already a progressive champion. Some people saying that the reason why Elizabeth Warren came out to call Donald Trump a loser was because she was feeling that her progressive bona fides were getting overshadowed by Bernie Sanders. So she wanted to come out and make herself relevant again. I don't know if I buy that 100%, but he's already established himself as the most progressive guy in the country. He's saying things that Democrats have been afraid to say since Ronald Reagan, and it's igniting people's passions like crazy. So nobody else can get crowds like him on the Democratic side. Maybe if Elizabeth Warren, I don't know. She never tried, but we'll see. But I say he's what Ralph Nader should be. He's going to be that, right? And we never hear from Ralph Nader anymore, ever, because everyone hates him. What happened in 2000, they blame him for it. But so now there's a guy, and it's going to be Bernie Sanders. I think he'll play a big role. And you know what? I think, the only thing is that I think that they'll still keep him out of mainstream media, because let me tell you something. Whenever his message is antithetical to what the corporate news wants to say. They don't want money out of politics. They don't want money out of politics, and they don't want money out of politics. And they don't want to get rid of TPP and bad trade deals like that. In fact, the other night when Donald Trump started to talk against the TPP deal during his speech, they actually cut from him, that's amazing, right? So they cut, when he started to talk against the TPP, Comcast said, cut it. And they did. So I think Bernie Sanders will be a very loud progressive voice from here and for the rest of his life, no doubt about it. And people will seek his endorsement, right? Which will also be a good thing. I think he'll have a seat at the table for a long time coming. Will he have a position in the Hillary Clinton? No, he will not. No, he will not.
I think there's a better chance you will than Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
So they're not overly happy that he took her on and gave her such a strong run in that scenario where she wins. They just don't agree with him. They don't agree with his progressive positions, and so what would they do? Make him Treasury Secretary? Inconceivable, right? Secretary of Labor? What's the point, right? I would rather have him as a senator. And the Clintons have done that before. The Rob Reich, they made him Secretary of Labor. He's a real progressive, and then they sidelined him. And they said, "Oh, good job, right? See, we got a progressive on." And so it's the change on the outside, continuity on the inside, right? And so I find it inconceivable that they would listen to Bernie Sanders, whether he's inside the administration or outside the administration, whether he's in the Senate. So every once in a while, they'll be like, oh, yes, they'll have Bernie over for tea. They'll make a big show of it. Oh, we're listening to progressives. But I would be shocked if they did listen to him in any substantive way.
I am actually going to be a little more optimistic on this, because some people called me a Debbie Downer. I think, when Bernie was filibustering years ago, it got attention in the mainstream media, but it was a footnote, and then they moved on. But he got over 5 million donations. He closed in a 50% gap, created this movement. I think if you see Bernie Sanders filibustering, a bill by President Hillary Clinton to, give tax giveaways or a shitty trade deal, I think it could actually make some noise. And maybe, I don't know if he's going to stop Hillary Clinton, but it's going to be taken more seriously. I think he's going to get more attention, being that Donald Trump is now not in the news, God willing, and the media will concentrate on, the Democratic challenger who almost, gave her a good fight. I also think if Bernie Sanders stays in the fight, the young people particularly, will stay in the fight. Young people tend to get discouraged if their champion goes down.
Well, that goes to the last part of this, which is Sanders going to go on the campaign trail for Hillary Clinton?
No.
And I think the answer is yes. Yes, he's going to have all the pressure in the world. He's not going to want Trump or Cruz to win, and he's going to be a team player, and he's going to go on the campaign trail for Hillary Clinton.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing they say on the Republican side for how could Marco Rubio be Ted Cruz's vice
But
president?
the guys on the Republican side have no principles or scruples anyway.
No, but I mean, how could Bernie Sanders go out, calling for Hillary Clinton to be president when he's, pretty much been tearing her down the last?
Yeah, but look, in politics, that stuff gets forgiven, or not necessarily forgiven or forgotten, but they get past it really quickly. I mean, look at Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz ripped each other's face off in every debate, and now Ted Cruz says, yeah, of course I'd run with Marco Rubio. He's a really great guy. Right? That's politics. And so I think that they will try to get Bernie Sanders to bring every one of those energized voters to Hillary Clinton. Will he be able to do that? Well, that's an interesting question. And there's no way he could bring all of them. What percentage of them he brings, well, that might decide the election.